Hey everybody, Tanya from Shooting Star SVG back, and tonight I want to talk to you guys about mistakes to avoid when starting your Etsy shop, okay? And these are things that I learned throughout starting my journey. I'm going to try to make this as quick and to the point as possible and limit my rambling. So, if this is your first time here, go ahead and click on that like and subscribe button below, as that does keep me motivated to continue making these videos for you guys. Now, I will be utilizing my webcam along with some screen sharing, so keep that in mind as I go through the video. And if you're looking to grow your passive income business through digital downloads, then you have definitely found the right channel. I am providing a ton of information for you guys to start. These are things that I learned throughout my business, and I do have a couple of videos that I will link below that go through some of that as well. So let's begin. The first thing that you want to keep in mind when you're opening your Etsy shop is you want to have enough listings, okay? A lot of people will open up, and you can see here on the screen, I do have my shop open. I have 598 listings at this point in time on Etsy, which is quite a bit, and not all of them sell, okay? You want to start off with a good amount. Etsy does recommend at least 10 listings. I recommend for digital downloads anywhere between 15 to 25, okay? And that is just to start your shop open. You want to have probably another 10 to 25 additional on top of that, so you can start adding listings weekly, okay? And create on top of that. Once you start growing and you build up enough listings, then you can kind of step back on the creation aspect of things. But a lot of people will post 5 to 10 items up on their shops, and they expect all these sales to roll in, and that's not the case. You have to remember that while we're in a market that a lot of people are in, you need to build up your credibility and your brand, okay? And that's going to bring us into the second thing, which is branding, okay? When you go on Etsy to search for an item, we're doing a lot of scrolling, okay? And you want to make sure that your promo listings are setting yourself apart from everybody else. So let's just go ahead and do a quick search on Etsy real quick so you can see. And I'm just going to type in back to school SVG, and we'll see what comes up here. Of course, this is showing advertisements as well, but when I scroll through, there is some really good branding where I can see exactly what I'm getting. Eastwood Circle, this is somebody that I do know and is in a lot of different groups. You can see right up front, they have a mega school bundle. So when you click on that, you're going to see all of the different designs that are included in that bundle. Scrolling down, you can see that there are a lot of people that utilize mockups and a lot of people that just utilize promo images, okay? And I do recommend that you do not watermark your items because it tends to take away from the design. The biggest thing is you want your customers to focus in on the design itself, not all the other BS, okay? So while I do encourage mockups, I haven't really seen much of a difference between putting mockups in as the first image versus a promo image as the first image, okay? So like this one right here is a good example, this game over back to school. I would just scroll right by that. It doesn't stand out to me, and it just does not look professional. And if it doesn't look professional, then it probably isn't going to cut very well. That's how I would think as a customer, because I do buy these files too. I think this mockup is really good, though I would recommend a bottom bar or a sidebar to describe, what files I would be getting, as well as a logo. And then coming through, yeah, you can see some good stuff and some not so good stuff. So I went ahead and did a little search and compared one to the other. So if you had to choose between this OSnap versus this OSnap when you're scrolling through, which is mine, by the way, which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments below which one you would choose and why. So it's very important that when you are branding your images, that you have some information that you're giving to the buyer, as well as clean images that is going to show them exactly what they're purchasing, okay? So keep that in mind when you're creating your promotional images. So when you're doing your branding and your promo images, make sure that you're using a good color scheme. Make sure you're using good promo images. You can see all of mine are very, very consistent here, okay? And some are a little bit different than others, but it really shows what the design itself is going to look like. Here, I will show you my first promo image. That shiplap background, and I don't have a logo. I just wrote McCarthy Mementos up there because that was my original name when I first started with my AmeriCorn design. And then look at that bottom bar. Those colors are so ugly. Oh my god. So I applied after I sold on Etsy, and I was making sales with this ugly promo image, okay? After I started making sales on Etsy, I applied at design bundles, and they immediately declined me because they said my branding was horrible. They didn't say it like that, but I mean, they said it in a nice way. And I'm like, great, so now I have to go freaking brand everything, okay? So I rebranded. I rebranded about 200 listings, okay? Here's what my second rebrand looked like, okay? Changed my name, made a new logo, which I still have today. And look at the colors on the bottom bar. Boo, I did it bad. And that horrible freaking shiplap background again, right? So I finally got accepted to design bundles with this awful branding. And I said to the group, what can I do can you guys give me some feedback on my branding? And they're like, yeah, those colors are awful. They're contrasting. They just do not work. So work on your colors. And they gave me some really good tips on how to work on color schemes and contrasting colors and what looks good and what people want to see. And so I really focused on that, and they said get rid of this ugly shiplap background because nobody wants to see that, and just do something that's like a little bit off white. So I took all of their advice, and this is what I came up with. You can see the background is kind of like this seamless white papery texture. I kept these are my branding colors, so I took my logo and I used this for my sidebar, as that's the main color, and I love purple, and just kind of kept it white and simple. And now the design is very concentric and focused, and the eye goes to that. Okay, so you want to think about that when you're making your branding. The third very important thing that I did not do when I first started is keyword research. Now, before I list anything, I do keyword research. Okay, I put a lot of effort into picking particular keywords that go to the design that I am posting at the time. I recommend you do that as well. You can do this with two tools. Well, there's a few others. You can use Google, and you can use the Etsy search bar. And I have some videos on my channel about each one of these tools that you can use, so you can check those out. I'll post them below. Marmalade is a very good tool for keyword research. I do highly recommend it. Okay, it will show you real-time data, not past data. Etsy Rank uses data over a 12-month period, and Marmalade actually does projections based off of real-time data that they're getting. So I do find that the keywords on Marmalade are a lot easier to use and are more effective than the ones I find on eRank, though I have both because eRank has some tools that I like to utilize to help me design and also compare and contrast between Marmalade and Etsy Rank. So Marmalade is one, and I have some videos on that. Etsy Rank is another. Okay, so those are two tools that you can use for keyword research. You can also use, if you go to Google, you can use this tool called Keywords Everywhere, which is a plugin for Google. And you can see that on my screen here. And when I type in back to school, SVG, and hit enter, Keywords Everywhere will populate on the side bar, and they will show you trend data all time. They will show you trend data over the past 30 days and what that looks like. And it will also show you related keywords and what other people search for. This is also a paid for tool, so keep that in mind. But it's really not that expensive at all. And I do recommend it if you're doing research to use it on top of other tools that you're utilizing. And you can also use Etsy search, believe it or not, for some keyword research. Keywords Everywhere also plugs into Etsy as well. So if I type in back to school, okay, you can see that it auto populates on the screen here. And you can see that it is back to school SVG is a thing. You can also use your Etsy shop backend to help you choose keywords based off of how people are finding your listings once you start making some sales. So make sure you're doing your keyword research. Don't super keyword stuff your titles, all right? And you can watch some other videos on titles and tags that I have on my channel. So just make sure you are doing your keyword research. It is very, very important as an Etsy seller, okay? The fourth thing that I want to talk about is Etsy tools. Etsy provides a ton of tools to people that a lot of people don't even go and look at, okay? They have a really good seller handbook, and I'll link that below, where it talks about, photography, how you can get found in search, branding and marketing. It talks about legal, pricing, all these things, okay? So if you click on getting found, and you can see how you can optimize your language settings, how you can add attributes to increase your visibility, how Etsy search works. This is a really good article to go through, Ultimate Guide to Etsy Search. These things will really, really help you. And I put a lot of that into effect in my shop. So utilizing different keyword research, I've been tracking my conversion rate. And that is basically from the amount of impressions and visits you get, how many people are actually buying. Okay. So for this month, I know we're only 6 days in, my conversion rate is 11.5%. For this year, my average is 10%, which is really ridiculous and unheard of. Okay. Basically, what I'm getting at is utilize these stats to help you bump everything up. Okay. Utilize the Etsy tools to help you rank and search. They have them there for a reason. And while Etsy is full of a bunch of handmade products, they do provide you the resources that you need to be successful, because if you're successful, guess what? They're successful too in making money. All right. Next thing I want to talk about is descriptions. If you don't have descriptions in your listings, Etsy is not going to rank your listings as high. Okay. They need to provide some sort of value. So I will tell you that for my listings, and we'll just click on one. This was not a good one to click on because it doesn't. Not all of mine are optimized right now at this point. I have canned descriptions for everything, and so you can see here that I have posted a bundle that is available with this file in it, but also the title. So this title is at the beginning of, I will say, 90% of my listings. Did I do it on this one? Yeah, so I basically take the title of the SVG listing and I put it in the description, and then the rest of the description I have my disclaimers and important things that people need to know before they purchase. Okay, so I recommend that you create some sort of canned description, and then you can use Get Velo, which I'll post a video on how to use that above for bulk editing your Etsy listings, and just bulk edit everything. Okay, so make sure you have good descriptions. Now, it used to be when you renewed listings in Etsy more frequently, rather than the 3-month period that they're active for when you create a listing, that they would bump up in search results. That is no longer applicable. However, I do recommend, because I get this question a lot, that you keep your listings active all year round. So if you create a bunch of Christmas listings, don't just keep them active in October through December. You want to keep them active all year round, because you never know when somebody's going to want to buy a Christmas file. I sell random holiday files all throughout the year. So if you can afford to keep those seasonal listings up, do that. Just don't spend your advertising money on them, because I highly doubt somebody's going to want to buy a Christmas file in March. There is the rare occasion that does happen, and that still is a few extra dollars in your pocket that you didn't have before. Keep your listings on auto renew. That way you don't have to go through the pain of having to update listings constantly and renew listings constantly. Okay. The other thing I want to mention is posting on a regular frequency, adding new products on a regular frequency. When Etsy sees that you are regularly adding products to your shop, they know that you are active, and they will continue to keep you in the search results. If you stop posting, you stop uploading products to your shop, they're going to be like, this shop is dead. Yeah, we're not going to give this shop a boost because they're not giving us anything. They're not giving us more. Okay. And when you do that, your listing will get a little bit of a boost in the search, because Etsy wants to see how that file is doing compared to everything else. So keep that in mind as well. And then the last thing that I want to talk about, like I said, I'm trying to make this quick and to the point. That way, if y'all have any questions, you can ask me below, is driving traffic to your shop. A lot of people think that they can just throw a bunch of stuff up on Etsy and then pray that they're going to get some sales. That's not how that works, okay? You have to put the work in. And by work, I mean you have to do your keyword research. You have to make sure your branding is on point. You have to promote your products to an audience, okay? Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, I guess Twitter, although I don't know too many people who promote on Twitter, but you get the point. I use Tailwind for a scheduling tool, so if you would like a free month of Tailwind, there is a link below in the description. You can go ahead and give it a try. I'm going to go through some of my stats in a minute, so you can see the growth that I had on Pinterest when I started last year, okay? And Tailwind you can use as a scheduling tool to get your pins out there and drive traffic to your Etsy products. And I do recommend that you utilize the right pin ratio and all that stuff. And I have some videos on that, and I'll have some more videos on Pinterest marketing in the future. But Tailwind is a really fantastic tool for that. You can also utilize Tailwind to promote your Instagram as well. Although I haven't played with that yet, I will be focusing on Instagram more towards the second half of this year. So pretty soon here, I'll be starting to focus on Instagram and how I can promote my products there. I also have a Facebook group, which is linked to a Facebook page. I'll go through some more information on there, but that's where I promote updates, what I'm working on. I engage my audience, and in turn, it does create more sales and support as I'm building this community of like-minded individuals who are also trying to do the same thing. We all support each other. It shouldn't really be a competition, okay? We should all be happy about everybody's success. Okay, I might sell file A, you might sell file B. You could be making 1,000 sales a day. I could be making 100 sales a day. Look, I'm happy with 100 sales a day. You're making 1,000 sales a day. I'm over the moon excited for you. I'm not competing with you. We might have similar files, okay? School files or whatever, printables that are similar. I'm not sweating it. Okay, so you can utilize Tailwind to publish your pins, and I usually, mine queue is empty. It's been empty for like probably a week now. I have to go back in and fill it up, and I probably won't get to that until this weekend. But when you're part of tribes, you can share your files, and they can share your files, and you just reach a larger audience, right, for engagement. So I'm going to show you guys something really cool about marketing on Pinterest. All right, now this is my Pinterest. I have 274 monthly viewers, which doesn't really mean anything. Okay, that just means 274,000 people have seen my stuff. Doesn't mean they've engaged. It doesn't mean they have anything. It's just they've scrolled by it at some point. And I haven't been active on Pinterest in like 4 months, and that's probably why my monthly viewers have gone down as much as they have. And so if you go to your analytics on your business account, I'm just going to show you what it looked like when I first started out, okay? Okay, I'm going to do August 1st, August 16th. And you can see my impressions, and I had already started using Tailwind at this point, right? So you can see right here between August 1st and 3rd where I didn't have anything. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to work on this, right? So after about a week, I saw an over 1,000 increase in my total audience, right? Now watch this. From August 1st to August 31st, I grew by almost 1,000% on my total audience. Now check this out. From August to the end of September, I'm talking like 3,000%. Here we go. I'm going, right? So you go August to October. Okay, I'm still staying pretty consistent, right? And then I had like a breakthrough in October. And look at this. I'm at 7,000% freaking growth. And then when you go into the end of December, I had over 10,000% growth in my Pinterest. I went from nothing to really great impressions, 500,000 total audience, and 15,000 engagements. It's crazy talk. So you can see the graph here. All I'm saying is that if you utilize scheduling tools and you're promoting in the right places, you can really see a lot of growth, which in turn will drive people to your website or your Etsy store and really increase your sales. Okay, so keep that in mind. And like I said earlier, if you're looking for a free month, you can go ahead and click on the link below, and that'll give you a free month of Tailwind, so you can give that a go for the first 30 days. And if you don't like it, don't buy it. No skin off my back, okay? Let's see. So yeah, that's all I really have to talk about starting your shop up. Make sure you fill out all the information in your shop as well. I guess that's one other tip. So conclusion, right? You want to make sure that you have enough products. That's number one. You want to make sure that your branding is on point, that the colors all line up, you have some sort of logo, your promo images are good, okay? You want to utilize research and keyword research, so that way you have good titles and tags and keywords in your listings and everything else, so that way you can get found. Utilize the Etsy tools that are available to you, including the seller's handbook. Okay, I'll post a link to that below too. And then Make sure you have filled out descriptions, that you are renewing your listings and keeping your listings up throughout the year if you can afford it. Okay, keep those on auto renew. Make sure you are listing products consistently. Okay, try to list at least one product a week. If you can do more than that, fantastic. One a day. I know sometimes we do 30-day challenges where we post a new product every day. Try to do something like that. But definitely keep things active in your shop, or else Etsy is just going to drop you down the search. Okay. And then remember to drive traffic to your website, depending on what kind of social media that is, whether it's Tailwind for Pinterest, or you get on Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. Okay, so just make sure you're driving traffic, and that's all I have. So hopefully you guys got something out of this video. If you did, go ahead and click on like and subscribe below, as that keeps me motivated to continue making these videos for you guys, so that way you can grow your business and change your life. I am going to continue providing content for you guys. So I guess the one question I have, if you're still watching this video, which thank you so much if you watched to the end, I really, really, really do appreciate you, is what is the biggest struggle that you have with your Etsy shop right now? That's what I want to know. Please answer that in the comments below. I'd like to hear your thoughts. And that's all I got. I will catch you guys on the next video.